This is going to give a lot of the bantamweights something to think about when they prepare for Cory Sandhagen in the future.
He's a complete threat. I mean, on the feet, he's extremely complicated and dangerous.
Cory Sandhagen!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier. I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it. Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Today, it's me, your lovable host. I'm going to say who I am. Don't say who you are yet. It's Matt Serra, former UFC world champion and a Hall of Famer. Why am I talking about myself? We know I'm the pro, but I got the Schmo as my guest co-host, and I'm so excited. Schmo, what's up, man?
It's great to see you, Hall of Famer Matt Serra. When they gave the call to the Schmo to say, hey, could you be the guest host with the Hall of Famer Matt Serra? We couldn't turn it down. They turned off the power in our house, so we came here to the UFC HQ. We're inside the Chuck Liddell conference room to do the show with you. Couldn't miss it.
They turned down the power in your house? What is that about?
The Nevada Energy, they gave us a letter less than 24-hour notice saying between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., they're going to be shutting down power in the area. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry for the late notice, but you're out of luck. And we had nothing to do about it.
You might need some AC over there. It's hot out there.
It is hot. No AC in the Schmo's home right now.
Listen to me. We're going to talk more about that. But we got Cory Sandhagen. I love Cory Sandhagen. I think he's a phenomenal fighter. He reminds me of Achilles from Troy. You know Achilles? When he's in and out and he's got the footwork.
Like a sniper.
Like a fucking sniper. We're going to get him in. And then later on, we got Major 9, who's a rapper. I love rappers. I love rap. I could die now, rebirth, motherfucker. That's Little Weezy. All right, listen, we'll save more of that for later. I didn't mean to shock you with the rapping. Let's get Sandhagen in here. Cory, Warrior, does he hear us? We don't hear him. Oh, he does hear us.
I can hear you.
Cory, you're sideways a little bit, though. My big head's going to have to go like this to look at you. Is there any way we can... Thank you, bro.
All right, that's better.
What's up, Warrior? We haven't talked in a minute, like the kids say.
I know. Well, yeah, life's good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I miss watching you fight, to be honest.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I miss fighting, man. I've been in this injured time off. I've been going to a lot of the shows, and man, I leave every time just so pumped to come back. So I'm really excited.
What exactly is going on with you? And I feel like it's been a while since we've seen you. When was your last fight? I know you were supposed to fight Umar, I should say, a while ago, and then I believe he got injured. Is that right?
Yeah. He got injured and then had to go into surgery, and then Rob Font stepped in.
That's right.
And then so that's why I fought in Nashville, and then I tore my tricep in that fight, so I had to get surgery, and then so this is my first one back. It's almost a year to the date. So
you tore your tricep.
Yeah.
Now what kind of, I don't know if you know, like I used to have two of these. Now I tore my bicep. Look at that ugly thing. I tore my bicep a while ago.
Damn.
And if you don't get that fixed in a certain window, you got this. So how does it work with a tricep?
To be honest, I don't know. I know it's a really rare injury. I know it's not one that not a lot of people get. The reason I got it, though, is because I was on so many antibiotics going into that fight, just because I had bursitis in my elbow that got infected, and then that kind of weakens the joint big time. So, man, I did a round of antibiotics, and then I got off of them. It came right back, so I had to go on another round of antibiotics, and I guess that just tears your tendons up. So that's what happened, man. I guess it's a rare injury, though, but it's one that you kind of have to have surgery to fix. So, yeah, that sucked.
You hear a lot about the biceps. Power lift is. I blew mine out from boxing. I hit the guy wide. You don't hear so much about this. This is actually the first time I ever heard about anybody tearing a tricep. Not to make you feel special, but right?
Well,
I never heard that fucking injury.
I know. It's like I said, man, it's a really uncommon one, and Yeah, I guess people in football get them occasionally, but yeah, it's really rare, man. It's because I was on all those damn antibiotics going into that fight, though. Those things tear your tendons up, but yeah.
They fuck your belly up too.
A lot of
Yeah.
a lot of linemen in football get those types of injuries, just pushing off the line in the trenches. You don't see it as commonly in MMA.
Yeah, I don't even know when it happened. I just remember throwing a punch and it feeling really not good. And I was like, all right, I can't use that for the rest of the fight. So yeah.
You get in there and you see like Cheeto Vera, like you're sitting on the sidelines and you watch like Cheeto get his spot in there, and it's like your skill set and how and what you're working with. Is it a little, how frustrating is it like not to get that shot yet? Or do you feel that, because this is a big, I mean, you're fighting an undefeated fighter in Umar, and a lot of people are like, yo, man, that's like that's like a big, listen, every fight's a fucking risk. Let's call it how it's how it is. But do you feel like you should have you should have had that shot already, or do you feel like this is a necessary step to take here?
Well, I feel like if Marab wasn't doing such a good job in all his fights, definitely would have, But I can't hate on Marab really for that. Like the guy's on a hell of a win streak. He's a really great fighter. He's beaten his last 2 wins, I think, or maybe even 3 wins were just against like absolute phenomenal fighters. So, like I can't hate on Marab or like. No, I honestly don't really see it as that. I don't really see it as I was the next guy. Obviously, that was something that I was pushing for because I just know how it works. But, I have no quarrels with Marab being that next guy. Definitely. I think that after this one, I certainly seal my ticket to get the next title weight shot or the title fight. So yeah, I mean, I win this one, I go out, I look impressive, which I know that I can, and I've been working real hard on everything. I really want to make this a really good showcasing of my skills and all the stuff that I've been able to learn in the last year and all of that stuff. So I'm ready to go out and whip some ass, man. I really want to, like I said, I really wanted this one to be like a showcasing of how great I am.
It's got to pump you up, like knowing like when there's a guy undefeated, you always remember your first. I mean, you'll get, that alone's got to be motivating, right? To give this guy his first loss.
Well, yeah, I think that too, but I also think Umar just comes from a really phenomenal team, man. Like, his team is just so good, and I think that I go out and I beat a guy that comes from that good of a camp. I think that means a lot for me as far as my confidence goes. I think it says a lot to me as far as how skilled of a fighter and just how good I am. So that's more of what I'm excited about. I think undefeated record is more of an applause to the coaching that you've had growing up. There's right fights to take at right times. And, day 2-0 Umar doesn't beat a lot of the same guys that 10-0 Umar beats. And so I think that the undefeated thing is kind of a way, it can be not as telling as people think, but I think it's just hats off to his coaching and his team that he comes from, like I said.
How much, when I watch you in there, and I said it before you came on, you remind me of Achilles from Troy. You got you know what I mean? You got a style that's your footwork, and you're coming in like a sniper. You got the elbows. When you're going versus how much is it game plan? Like, do you watch the tape yourself, or do you have your coaches study the tape in him and come up with a game plan? And how tightly is it followed? I know we have to improvise on the fly, but are you a big game plan guy?
Wait, sorry. Can you still see me? What happened to you?
Yeah, it froze though a second. I thought my stuttering question really threw you off. No, fucking around. Yeah, it just froze, but I still hear you.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
Okay, so no, I'm pretty involved with all of the game planning, so I watch a lot of tape just kind of on my own too. I feel like a lot of the martial arts that I kind of came about doing, I was taught to kind of think for myself in a lot of things, so I still do a lot of that. But as far as the game plan goes with Umar, he definitely has a super unique style, and then also their grappling needs to be approached in a very proper manner. You can't just go out and grapple this guy like a normal person. And then you also can't just go out and strike this guy like a normal person. So there is a decent amount of game planning going into this one. Sometimes there's not. Some people fit the molds and the archetypes a lot closer than other people, but Umar definitely doesn't fit too many molds. So yeah, so a decent amount of game planning, but you can't like be married to ideas. That's a really good way to get fucked up. So I'm definitely like okay with being very malleable, especially I feel like you have to do that, especially fighting some of the best guys in the world. Like Umar doesn't get to spar anyone that's exactly like me, just like how I don't get to spar anyone that's exactly like Umar. So it's going to be a lot of pivoting and making sure that you can make adjustments and face adversity and figure things out while you're in the fight. And I think that my experience is going to pay off big time in that realm. And just the way that I think about martial arts, I think that's going to pay off big time because that's going to be an important thing for the both of us.
Sandman, you are a very cerebral fighter and you're a great follow on social media. You got the breakdowns on your YouTube channel. The Schmo saw you with Onyx Labs and Coach Trevor Whitman getting in work with Justin Gaethje. What's different about this training camp compared to some of the other training camps during this great reign of yours in the bantamweight division?
Oh man. So, well, one, I'm a little bit more fired up, just haven't been on the sidelines for so long. I'm also fired up because I really want to like stamp my ticket to get that title shot and then win that title. So this is a really big one just for me going into this fight in general. Two, I think that my coaches also feel that also. Trevor Whitman is who I'm working with now. And so Trevor's trying his best to do a really, really good job just working with a new athlete. And yeah, so Trevor, I think, is really focused. He's a really, really hard worker. Carrington Banks, who I see as kind of my head coach in all of this, is just a super dedicated and cares just a ton about all of his fighters, including me. So I think he feels the level of this fight and just how important this one is to me. And then of course Ryan Hall, who I train with a lot, also is going to be, I think, really important and just making sure that strategically I'm going into all of the grappling exchanges with the right type of thinking. So yeah, I think it's just a really big time fight for me, man. Like this is the one that gets me my title shot and I'm coming off of a year break. And so I really want to crush it, man. I'm also 32. I only got 5-6 more years left in me. And that's kind of put a fire under my ass a little bit also. So yeah, I really want to like crush the second half of my UFC career, and I think it starts with the next one.
Trevor Whitman, that's interesting. Now, you never worked with him before?
Well, I used to work with him, I guess, when I was kind of a kid. When I used to train at Grudge a long, long time ago, maybe when I was a teenager or so, I used to train with Trevor a little bit, but I was mostly under one of his students, and then yeah, we just went in different directions. And so Trevor's always been around. I've always known Trevor for a really long time, but this is the first time that we're really, really getting together and working together like full time.
Oh, that's very interesting. He's quite the coach. I used to like when he was doing what Dean Thomas does now, when he would do the analyst type work. Like they throw the mic to him. He always had a nice little nugget of information. Yeah.
He's very smart, man. He knows a lot about the sport. He's been around for a really, really long time too. So he's got a wealth of knowledge and he's super funny. I really like being around. He's a really funny fucker. So
go ahead.
He's hilarious. He's I don't know, his sense of humor is just really good. It's very like Jim Carrey, like 90s stupid comedies. It's really funny.
That's hysterical. I never pictured him like that. I got to get him and Longo together, and that'd be fun. Guys. Him and Ray Longo, they should hang out. Ray Longo's quite the character too. Yeah. I can see them too.
I like Ray Longo's interviews. They're very funny.
And hey, what about Ryan Hall now? We haven't seen him in a little bit. Is he getting back into it soon? Do you know?
He's been out for a little bit now. He just kind of has had like a strain of bad luck and getting some injuries and stuff. So hopefully he'll be back. I'm not really sure his timeline quite yet, but yeah, I mean, just kind of a chain of bad luck.
People would always crap on his fights. Me being a jiu-jitsu guy, I fucking love it. I love rolling into what is it? Outside ashis and just you very really Imanari roll. That's right. I should know that. The guy, my producers texted me. But I love that high level jiu-jitsu that some people would just think is sport jiu-jitsu. Guys like him, Gary Tonin, they're able to use that on the world stage. I think that's wild, man.
Yeah, people usually don't like what they don't understand, especially if it doesn't work. And Ryan does a lot that people don't really understand. And yeah, so
he got an Eminari role on BJ Penn. So fuck, man. You got my money. I'll watch him fight anytime. You know?
Right on. Yep, absolutely.
Now I can see you. People handle pressure differently. You got this main event coming up. How are you? I see you very zen-like. How are you the week of the fight? I could picture you reading serial killer books and stuff. What do you do? What do you do the week of the fight, Cory?
I try not to stray too far. I suppose zen is the correct word. Honestly, man, I just really don't give a shit about anything except for anything that's going to win me the fight or not win me the fight. So, I have to like go through the motions of doing like media day and doing all of this stuff. But to me, I'm just really thinking about the fight, and anything that's going to help me win that fight, I focus on, and anything that's going to be a disruption from me winning that fight, I don't focus on. And yeah, I suppose that's kind of zen. I also think that fighting is a super fucking intense thing, and it can get really violent really quick. And so that puts a little bit of an edge underneath me as well too. So it's not like I'm like the most peaceful, like walk around zen dude when it's fight week. I still kind of have like, I'm still like right on that line of like crossing over and like becoming, like you said, the serial killer, I suppose.
August 3rd, your fight night might be the most stacked fight night of the year. What do you make of sharing a fight card with Tony Ferguson and Nick Diaz on the same fight card?
Yeah, really cool. I think, when I saw the card, I was like, holy shit, never in a million years would I thought that I would be the main event, and he has the oh shoot. Sorry. Can you guys still see me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, never in a million years did I think that I would be the main event and then Nick Diaz would be the co-main event in one of my fights. So yeah, that's wild. Tony Ferguson's on the show too. That's wild. So yeah, I'm glad that they're doing a real big card. I think that they're trying to really stack up those Abu Dhabi and Middle Eastern cards. And so, yeah, like I said, man, that's why I'm really, really happy to go out there and just be a part of another really giant card.
Have you ever been out there before? Is it a fight island? Is it in Yaz? Where is this exactly?
Fight Island.
Yeah, it's still at Etihad Arena. So still same arena that they were doing them at. I'm fighting.
You've been there? I'm sorry. You said you've been there or no?
Yeah, I fought Marlon Moraes there, and then I fought Petr Yan there too.
Oh shoot, man! Oh, so you first of all, it's beautiful over there. It really is. I mean, are you? So you? Good.
I wouldn't know. I didn't leave the hotel the whole time. I didn't leave the hotel the entire time. I don't go do anything.
Oh,
those were fun times. Those are fun times. The quarantine times during the whole pandemic, we couldn't do anything. Remember, we get off the plane. We go in the room, we get free meals, and we'd only go downstairs just to get the COVID testing. That was it. And training, obviously, for you.
That's when you were there, right? Is that when you were there?
The first time it was pretty locked down. The second time they were a little bit more open, but the first time my coaches were about damn near close to killing each other at the end of that trip. So I remember when we all got back, we tried not to see each other for about a month. None of us even talked to each other just because we were so damn sick of each other hanging out in the same room for 2 weeks.
It's rougher than you think. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank goodness for VR. I brought that with me back then. It was funny how the world is back to somewhat normal now. Remember when we'd arrive on the over there in Abu Dhabi, and all of a sudden they like it reminded me of like E.T. at the end when everybody had the suits on, and you know what I mean? Like it was so they'd meet you at the hotel in full suits, whatever you call those suits, and then it was so. I'm like, man, is this the new world? Is this what it's gonna be like? It was scary.
They sprayed you down. They sprayed down your suitcases and everything.
It's a fucking wild,
scary time, man. Thank God that is over, and pray to God that never happens again, because that was horrible.
It was insane. Before we let you go, Cory, what else is happening? What's happening at home? Anything good? And everything's the same. Personal life, married, kids, no, single.
Everything's about the same. I got married pretty close to after the last fight, so I got a wife.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I got to go pick her up at the airport now, and that's pretty much it.
A family in the future or what? You thinking about
Yeah,
having
we'll have some kids. I don't know. We kind of yeah, we'll have kids. I don't know when it will happen, but yeah, we'll definitely have some kids.
I'm seeing some similarities here. 32 years old. I got the title. I got married. You're 32. You just got married. I smell a title shot in the future. It's exciting times for you, Cory. I'm so happy that you're back. I really am, honestly.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks, man.
You know,
I get that. Thanks.
you're one of those guys that the fighting speaks for itself. Like almost like a Leon Edwards, and that's not a dig. I mean, Leon Edwards, I mean, you don't need to be doing any funny things on the social media. You don't have to have that extra whatever. Not that you don't have a personality. I think you're a funny guy, but you know what I mean. Your fighting is that entertaining that you don't need any of the other shit. So
yeah, good, because I don't have any of the other shit.
Your buddy Cory, all of a sudden he's gonna be coming up with Marab style shenanigans on his Instagram. Marab's taking that to a different level. Marab's got like old Benny Hill skin type shit. Like he's got like, it's hysterical. So listen, August 3rd, main event. I can't wait, man. Schmo, give it a proper plug.
He's the number 2 ranked bantamweight in the world. Cory the Sandman Sandhagen, August 3rd in Abu Dhabi. UFC main event against the undefeated Umar Nurmagomedov. It all goes down. The winner's certainly going to get that title shot next. We appreciate your time, Cory.
Cory, thank you so much, brother.
Peace, guys. Later. Have a good day.
We'll be watching, bro. Take care, man.
All right, bye.
That's great, man. Hey, listen, I love Cory Sandhagen, man. He's so entertaining. For that plug alone, you should come on every week. You know what? Listen, I could talk. I got the gift of the gab. But, you have me, Umar Nurmagomedov. I actually said it okay there.
You sounded great, Matt. He's a great dude. He's going to pick up his wife from the airport. Dude. He does great breakdowns on YouTube these days, too. But it's interesting because Trevor Whitman now, that's his head coach for this camp, or is one of his main coaches, he was saying. Very interesting to see how that plays out for him.
I want to ask Major 9. I wonder if he always was Major 9. Did he start off as like a Captain 9? Boo! I'm only kidding. Listen, they can't all be out of the park.
Listen, so Major 9 went to the University of Miami, tight end Greg Olson, G-Reg Olson. He came out with a rap maybe about a decade and a half ago. So those University of Miami football players, they're known for the rap game. So we got to get him to do a beat or two, drop some bars here on UFC Unfiltered.
So are the Chicago Bears. We are the Bears, the shuffling crew. Shuffle all down, shuffle for you. That's not how it goes. But it is a song before you were born. Remember the refrigerator Perry?
William the Refrigerator Perry.
Why do I see a thumbs down bubble next to when I tell my jokes?
But you were just singing the Super Bowl Shuffle for the 85 Bears, arguably the greatest football team of all time. William the Refrigerator Perry, an offensive lineman that scored a touchdown in that Super Bowl when they beat the Patriots 46-10. The Schmo's a diehard Bears fan. That's why you got us riled up now, Matt.
Well, I got wild up because the Refrigerator Perry, I don't think you know about this guy. He was on the G.I. Joe team for a little bit. They made an action figure of him. That I don't follow a lot of sports, but I used to follow G.I. Joe, and I go, why is there a football player on the team? They just, Schmo, you just call me a pussy. Go ahead. I see the word. I see you starting to mouth it. You're like, you pussy.
No, I love that. William the Refrigerator Perry. The Schmo's got his John Hancock. I met him back in the day.
You're a football fan, Schmo.
I am.
And I would be so unmanly if I wasn't a former cage fighter, UFC champion, Hall of Famer. If I wasn't any of those things, because I don't follow any sports, I don't do a lot of I'm a jiu-jitsu instructor, but I do not follow anything with a ball. So when a lot of times the guys are around the water cooler, there's no water cooler. But you know what I mean. When guys are talking sports, I go in there and I go, yeah, the thing with the ball. And they go, hey, guy, get out of here.
Listen, Matt, but you got the best conversation starter. Show us that right bicep again, man. Speaking of ball, no ball, it's just gone. It's amazing. It's like,
man. This is ugly. I used to have 2 with E. Oh my, what? That guy's 50? No way. But wait, hold on. See, we can go back to we'll get back to my muscles in a second. We have Major 9 in the waiting room. You don't want to let a rapper wait. You know what I mean?
let's not let him wait.
Let's not. Let's get him in here. I want to talk to Major 9. I could die now, rebirth, mother effer. I clean it up for the UFC Unfiltered audience. That's Lil Wayne and Eminem. That's a great song. It's called "Drop the World." You know, and I'm going to stop rapping when he comes in here. I'll stop rapping now because I'll embarrass myself. Oh, he left. He heard I was going to rap.
Why you stop?
What? Well, listen, I don't want to. First of all, nice. Can you turn it this way because we're sideways for some reason?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
That's okay, Major 9.
Let me fix you up right quick.
Major 9. I don't want to. I know you're a rapper, so I don't want to like. It's almost like when a fighter comes up to me and he starts like shadow boxing. It's like this.
Yeah, he wasting the time.
Good. You know what I mean? If a shadow box, he goes, man, I used to fight and they do this. So if I get on here and I go, I will pick the world up and I'll drop it on your fucking head. I had a little. I changed it up a little bit. I will
put a little classical in there.
And I will drop it on your fucking head. I could die now, rebirth, motherfucker. See, I go like that. I change it up a little bit. Not bad?
That's classical. You went a little classical.
Oh, mate, listen, Major.
You added some classical to hip hop. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Major 9, I'm a white guy. I'm no Eminem. I am no Eminem.
That's real though.
But I like to have a good time. You look like you're having a good time. I wish I was over there with you, man. We could be passing.
We vibe. You gotta come to Miami. When you come to Miami?
Man, I'm not there often. But when I am, I will definitely hook up with you, man. You can give me some singing lessons, and I can show you some Kimuras, man. You like MMA? I heard you watch.
I love it. I love it. You talking to somebody? Okay, I was a baby. I loving this. I was loving this since like middle school, high school. Like, yeah, I was a baby.
Do you remember your first time watching an MMA event?
My first time watching,
getting exposed to it.
I probably was in. This had to be 5th or 6th grade, if I'm not mistaken, and it was I think it was a Rampage Jackson fight.
Yeah.
I was fighting. It was a Rampage Jackson fight, and like my dad, he got me into it heavily. So I always loved fighting, and then transferring it over to football. I played D-line. You know, I played D-line, so we had to do a lot of hand fighting. I had to learn a lot of hand fighting. I met a lot of coaches, a lot of teachers that taught me how to use my hand.
Now, do you ever think, like being an athlete, you know, do you ever think about, man, I want to put my toes in that water, see how it feels? Do you ever think
the time, every day, every day. That's
right.
That's something we grew up on. So I grew up in Miami for real. So we grew up, we call it getting out there. Basically, you know, probably slap boxing and throwing hands and stuff, but you had to wrestle a little bit too. So it was different.
Now the great Jorge Masvidal comes from Miami. Are you familiar with great?
That's
Jorge?
my boy. You
friends with him?
Boy. Yeah, that's my boy for real.
And Kimbo Slice too. They would do the street brawl.
So I'm finna mess you up. Matter of fact, I take that back. See, Kimbo was the first person I actually seen fighting. You know, his backyard fights. But the crazy thing is, so his daughter, he got a son. He got a couple of sons, but his daughter and his son, I went to elementary with them.
Oh, get out of here.
No, this real life. So I really know I met Kimbo before like the world actually. I was like, boy, who is this big? He walking through the school like 6'4", come and pick up his daughter. He looked at me, had all this. So by the time like I got to middle school, like 6th, 7th grade, I really was like, oh, that's my friend, dad. Like that's so we was.
Imagine somebody messing with Kimbo Slice's kid, and all of a sudden he comes to the school, and a parent.
He ain't gotta come. He ain't gotta come.
You don't gotta. That's Kimbo's daughter.
He ain't gotta come. His daughter, I ain't gonna lie, his daughter tough. Shout out Kevina. Kevina, that's her name. Kevina Ferguson. That's my dog right there. Yeah, she nice. She nice with these now.
It's so funny because I met him before at a meet and greet, and he was like the sweetest dude. He was just a nice guy. Which
he's cool. He got a very, very laid back. He was very laid back. He was chill. He really ain't talk loud. Like he wasn't trying to speak to the whole room because he spoke to the room as soon as he walked in the room. So like, yeah, he was different. Shout out, rest in peace, Kimbo. That was one of my favorite people though, for real.
So how long have you been rapping for? You've been playing football as a kid. When did you start?
I wrote my first rap in like 6th grade. I was losing rap battles. I was kind of, I was doing bad, And then it got serious by 10th grade. By 10th grade, and then, my sophomore year of high school, by the time I went to college, it was like, okay, that's crazy. And then once I left college, made it to the league, it was like even crazier because, it's I don't know, I can't explain it. It's certain people that ask me, why did I play football?
Now, the rap battles, now let me ask you, because I'm unfamiliar with it. Like I'm familiar with it from what I watch on TV and stuff. But now how I seen some rap battles go wrong. That's where the infighting comes in. That you get guys. I see a guy sometimes burning a guy in a rap battle. The guy has no comeback. Also, he starts throwing punches. It's like, oh fuck!
It get real though.
A little hairy. How realistic was that movie 8 Mile? Because holy shit, do I like that movie? That was a well done movie, wasn't it? Eminem did one movie.
That's probably one of my favorite movies because like a lot of Miami people. What's up, mommy? A lot of Miami people. She trying to get in on that. Get my baby.
Look at that. How old is she or he? What am I looking at?
1 year old. This one of the twins. She's one. He's one. I got the boy on the floor. He gonna be fighting. Both of them gonna be fighting. but nah, 8 Mile is that's not Miami culture, so I can't tell you like if it's 100% true or not. But I know a lot of stuff that goes down in that movie is basically it's realistic. It's not fiction. So
man, I love that movie. Yeah, choke. I like when it gets at the end of it, and when it reminds me of fighting. Like when somebody you got this guy, they change an opponent, and it's like I don't care who the fuck it is. Like when he was in there, like yo, you got lickety split the first round. He's like, I don't give a fuck who it is. And then his buddy checked off. Like, all right, he was in the zone.
He was in the zone.
My nipples are getting hard. I fucking love that movie.
Hey, I'm an athlete, so you know what they do to me.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Man,
yes, sir.
Who's some of your favorite fighters that you like watching?
I've been finding some new fighters. I ain't gonna lie, because my favorite fighters gone. Feel me? Like I got a lot of fighters that I really like. I don't want to name drop because I got like my favorite, but John. I'm a big John Jones fan. I'm a big John Jones fan. You feel me? Like that. Matter of fact, we were signed to the same agency. I'm when I go into a fight, like I'm for real. Shout out First Round Management. That's my people. You feel me? So shout out Malky. That them boys like. I would when I went into the NFL, I was signed to them boys. They do fighting and football, so it's different. They got a lot of athletes, so especially like John Jones, Rampage Jackson. I forgot his name. I'm mad that I forgot the name. He's fighting soon, right? It should be coming up on the next fight. He's a heavyweight. Forgot his name. I can't remember right now. I'm mad I can't remember.
It's all right. It's all right, man. It'll come to you. Now, listen. With your football, did that help your music at all? In other words, was there a buzz? Hey, we've got this football player that's a fucking hell of a rapper, or not at all? I don't.
Yeah, it did.
A little bit. It got more eyes on you. Listen, if anything, it gets more eyes on you, and if it's no good, it's no good. But obviously, oh shit, this guy could play ball and he could rap.
I was gonna say though, 3rd round pick, man. I mean, that's pretty damn good. 2018 3rd round pick. So like,
we working.
You had to.
That's the name too. My bad, not to cut you off. Pavlovich.
Sergey Pavlovich. Yes, he does.
He got hands.
That's
Yeah,
who. That's who Tom Aspinall had to beat to become the interim champion. Pavlovich is actually fighting AEC fighting this weekend.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
He got hands. That's who I'm tuned into right now. I'm mad I forgot the name.
He trains down there in South Florida too, at American Top Team, not too far from you, I imagine.
Man, trust me, I'm tuned in. Look, I'm tuned in.
Yeah.
I got the name.
Him and
Yes,
Volkov
sir.
this weekend, right over there in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But talk to us. You had to have been really invested in this rap game to be a third round pick, 2018 to the Cleveland Browns, just to put the football career aside to the rap game. You had to believe in yourself in some sort of way. I mean, that's not a light decision.
Yeah, I had to really dig deep down inside and really bank on it, because I've been making money from music since I was a little kid. So getting to going to college and almost being kicked out by the NCAA because of music, you feel me? Like, that was different. And then going into the transition from college to the league, it was okay, who I'm going to sign with. I ended up signing with First Round Management, and I could have signed with other people. I had artists that wanted me to sign with them, and I didn't want that look to be like, okay, he's a rapper. So once I made it to the league, and I had my first year I didn't really get to play, but my second year I had fun and I got to play and show what I'm capable of. Third year, it got round, I got cut, but I made a lot of money the same day I got cut from music. So it was like God showing me, like, okay, you could go do this, not kill yourself, not hurt yourself, and you still can have fun, So that transition, it was easy for me because I've been invested in this my whole life. Feel me? I've been invested in being an athlete, being a musician, not just a rapper. You feel me? I'm past a rapper. I done made beats for some of their favorite rappers. So I feel like
Rick Ross.
I got Rick Ross, Kodak. I got City Girls. City Girls from Miami. That's one of the biggest female rap groups. Even, even in their own lanes. Just knowing them and tapping in with them. Believing in them. So yeah, we working, man. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter at heart, though. I wish I could get out there. I want to get out there. We around the house, play with my dog. Like, we still, no matter the age or nothing, we getting down. We getting funky though. That's how we was raised. I don't know how everybody else was raised.
Did you ever think about doing any training? Ever messed around with any jiu-jitsu? Or you said you had some hand fighting.
I had to do a little bit of training. It was tough. I did boxing coming out of high school into college. Like, we worked on our hands. Like, we had to learn a lot about our hands, because it comes with playing D lineman. You fighting and moving at the same time. So
now, man, everything you're trying out, man, you seem to excel. I mean, the football, now the rap game. Did you ever think about doing a little off-Broadway play or anything? Or fucking around. You ever think about doing any acting?
I wanna dig into it. I actually hate cameras.
Oh, really?
But I ain't that type of person. I don't know. I wasn't raised to be around a camera. Only person that had a camera was like my old boy, my pops, so he could keep his memories. You feel me? But
yeah,
we was raised no cameras around. You know how life. You feel me? That's it. So just moving like that. That's how I was. But I love to be on the camera. I feel like based off my life experience and what I've seen in life, like, it's easy to act on certain situations. Just like doing comedy. I feel like I could do comedy now. I think I feel like I can make a couple of people laugh, just off experience. I don't experience the world a little bit.
Hey, man, I love being silly. I want to hear, if there's one song we could hear from you.
Yeah.
Like 30 seconds to a minute, not even, whatever. Just something I can play just to get in my head. What could we pull up that I can listen to?
I want you to listen to Ready for War.
Put on Ready for War, please, producer. I'm getting amped up just by the title.
What's up? Say play Ready for War.
I have 3 daughters. That's so cute. And they all train. They all train? Major 9, you get your daughters into jiu-jitsu.
We going to South Florida. South Florida. I gotta check it out. It's by my house, but it's a South Florida gym that a lot of people train at.
Yeah, man. You get your kids. Get your kids into jiu-jitsu. That's the thing to do. No one's gonna mess with them.
Punch and kick. They gotta learn how to punch and kick.
Yes, and then if you get tackled, they're going to learn how to break arms. Let's hear.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit of this.
Yeah.
You ready? All right, let's get it. Ready for war, militant minded, I'm a young soldier. If you don't feel it in the air, you need to come closer. I got dreams of being better than a young hover. But where I'm from, even your family give you cold shoulders. They put your dreams in the backseat until somebody open the door and notice you not your family. They need to cool it with that fake love. I was raised by real killers and drug dealers, not fake thugs. I ain't political, but mama acting lyrical. We could be shoulder to shoulder, but I ain't feeling you. We could be face to face, but I ain't hearing you. I'm hitting point blank brain, so I ain't missing you. And I done seen a lot of lame shit, like two niggas getting killed over the same bitch. Yeah, and everybody screaming the same thing. From my hood to your hood, we screaming gang, gang. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to change on me. Like everybody in my past, you ain't the same, homie. Niggas started acting different when I put them chains on me. Got a little money in them bitches and that fame on me. Now I walk around paranoid, clutching heavy. Cause if he acting flaky, he getting buried. I'm from the city, ain't no bitch and I ain't scary. It's kinda odd when you ain't got your parents. Ain't no ferries, ready for war. Kick down the door, shoot, put your mask on, lace up your boots. Fuck the other side, cause they know that we the truth. And bitch, we run the whole city, you can see the proof. And we done lost some brothers on this road. That's why my brother walk around with a dirty pole. Whoa, and I can't tell them shit, that's just how we was raised. Fuck bitches, get money.
I'm in. Producer. Oh, ready for war. I am in. I'm in.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
If I could rap like that, I never would have took a fucking punch. I will tell you that right now.
We're gonna get you in the studio. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get you in the studio.
Oh, get me in there. Just give me something very. You see me. I don't.
2.1 million views a year ago. Major 9 doing big time things right there on the YouTube.
That's sir. We working. That's all we doing. We working, man. That's all we trying to take care of the babies.
I'm impressed. I am impressed. Listen, is there anything we could plug for you before we go? You're doing fine. You don't need any help from us. You're doing fine.
Man, I want to come to a fight. I want to. That's what I want to do. I want to take the babies to the fight. Probably the babies, the lady. We come to a fight. You know, I want to see it live. I want to see somebody get their nose broke live or something like that.
You have to see. If you've never been to a live event, I know we're in Miami a bunch. You have to.
You know what's crazy? I miss so many because of music. Like, them boys calling me every time. Let's go to this fight. We about to go to this fight. And you know, I had even a couple of football players I played with. They ended up being fighters. So you know, just missing them fights kind of hurt me. But I'm definitely gonna get to one. I got to tap in. Appreciate y'all boys. Definitely.
Hey, Major 9, very nice to meet you, man. Please come on again, dude. Come on again. And if you're ever in New York, and you want a jiu-jitsu lesson, you'll be strangling me. I'm not throwing
Let's
out.
get it in. Next time I come to New York, we're gonna get a little exercise in. We're gonna get a little work in.
Let me know, all right?
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Listen, continued success, dude. Really nice to meet you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Nice to meet y'all, boy.
Take care,
Major 9.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, that was fun. I mean, I'm a fan already, and I like the music. I like it.
Very talented guy. We just got to get him into some jiu-jitsu. That's the trifecta: football, music, and jiu-jitsu.
I think he likes the hand work. He was bringing up throwing those hands, getting the hands going. You know, I'm a little impartial to jiu-jitsu, but you know me. But what a nice guy. And what a nice show. I'm having a great time. We're about to be done. We flew right through this thing.
That's right. There's so much going on, too. We got UFC 303 next week. We got this card in Saudi Arabia this week. So much great things happening.
So wait, next weekend we got Robert Whitaker, no? And who is he fighting?
Ikram.
What's the last name?
The Schmo doesn't want to butcher it. Give me a second.
In this circumstance?
Ikram Aliskerov.
That exactly. That's what I was going to say. And that's the main event. And then we got Volkov versus Pavlovich in the second one. That first of all. Oh, the return of Kelvin Gastelum. Fighting
Yes.
Daniel Rodriguez.
Calvin
that's a
Gastelum at 170 too, welterweight. Returning back down to welterweight.
Got to turn away the cake. Got to say no to the dessert. You know, I'm a cannoli guy. I'm an ass man. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, sorry about that. Johnny Walker versus Volkan Oezdemir. That's a great fight.
Hey, Johnny Walker's back in the desert. Remember the last time Johnny Walker was in the desert?
What did he do last time in the desert?
It didn't end well for him. They had that stoppage to the fight. They shoved the ref. It was crazy.
That's not good. That's not good. Well, let's put that behind us. And what about the last fight on the prelims? The lead-in is Nasserat versus Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon is like a little bit of a dark horse in the division. You know, he had some bumps in the road, then he answers the call and he takes guys out, and he's just like a mellow guy. Like he's kind of like quiet, but like he had that controversy with that Patty fight that everybody thought he won. And then you know, I'm a big fan of Jared Gordon. He's just like a hardworking, you know, like a blue collar type tough guy.
Trained over at Rufus Sport for a long time, then down to South Florida at Killcliff FC with all those killers in those gyms. And he's a great guy. He's very comfortable when it comes to the ground game, his wrestling, his jiu-jitsu. The more comfortable he comes standing and striking, that makes him more and more dangerous as it goes on. But he's a guy who's dangerous with anybody you put him inside the octagon with.
You're darn right he is. Hey, man, listen, Schmo, one, I want to thank you for stepping up and guest hosting. Jimmy's out spreading his comedy. Thought I was going to say disease. No, he's a married guy. He does the right thing. He's spreading comedy out there. So I want to thank Cory Sandhagen. I can't wait to see him fight again. I mean that's going to be August 3rd main event versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Boom! Out of the park with the name, right? Out of the park. Move over, Bruce Buffer.
Schmove over, Brucey.
Move it over. And Major 9. I like Major 9 already. I predict me and Major 9 will become friends. That's out there a little bit, but I think that, you know, there's potential.
Let the Schmo referee the rap battle between you two. We got to get that on camera at least one time.
Not going to be much of a battle. That'll be a, you know.
But Matt, you always put up a fight. Doesn't matter what it is. You always put up a fight.
Yeah, well, you know, the second fight with George didn't go well. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
The first one did. That's what counts, right?
Oh, my God. Whenever somebody comes up and brings up that fight, I just tell them, I very humbly, I go, just don't watch the rematch. That's what I tell them. Hey, Schmo, let's plug some stuff for you. I did your show before, which was your lovely wife. You know, you guys were, you have your show on Sirius XM, correct?
Close. It's ESPN Las Vegas radio here.
I'm sorry. I'm way
all good. It's okay. It's
and where can people listen to the Schmo?
Follow the Schmo at the Schmo 312, the Schmo on YouTube, and then obviously check out the Schmo Zone anywhere you get your podcasts. That's where you can listen to the ESPN Las Vegas radio show.
And for the people that don't know, me and the Schmo came a long way. We're buddies now. When I first met the Schmo, I wasn't used to the whole Schmo experience. I didn't know how to take you. And you came to my school, and you were there to do something with, I think, the Raging Ally of Quinta.
Yes.
And I just was not sure how to take you. And I don't think we hit it off good the first time. It wasn't bad, but it was, you're a character. Yeah. And I just didn't know how to take you. Now, and I feel like, can I apologize for the first time we met?
No, it's
I was a little, because now I'm very affable, and when I see you, I give you a nice hug, right? Yeah, all right, Matty, come. I'll give you a hug. Not like that, but it's not weird. But I'm a warm guy. But when we first met, I was a little like, who is this guy? Right?
Yeah, I mean that was the day the Schmo got choked out by both Raging Al and Aljamain Sterling.
That's true. You brought a mouthpiece in you on the train. I didn't know what. I did not know how to take you. And then I believe where we really bonded was on Yas Island. We were there after the fight, and then we were just shooting the shit, and we became, dare I say, buddies.
Damn right. It was you, I, and the great Dean Thomas. I believe
Yes.
Khabib Nurmagomedov bombed us when we're doing a little interview there, right there on Yas Island
That's right.
at the
That
W
guy-
Hotel.
I like you were interviewing me and Dean Thomas, and all of a sudden Habib comes in. It's like you just left us for a prettier girl. You're like, hi guys. Wait, come back.
We just wanted to get one word in. And then he ends up retiring, right? That was the time he was fighting Justin Gaethje.
Yes. And that's a great memory. That's a great time. I had good times over there, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Schmo, and I had a good time just now. Thank you, man. Come on again soon. Let's give a proper plug for the fights this weekend.
That's right. You don't want to miss it. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, UFC Fight Night. Ikram Alaskarov is fighting the Reaper, Robert Whitaker. It's on ABC. You don't want to miss it. ESPN, ESPN Plus, UFC Fight Night, baby. Let's go.
Schmo, I will talk to you soon. And just so you know, and I want to say thank you to all the Unfiltered Army out there. On Monday will be the 800th episode of UFC Unfiltered. You understand? We don't need 2 biceps for that. I don't need that shit. I got some abs. I'm fucking here. I'm having a good time. I'm sipping a seltzer. Anyway, Schmo, what an experience. What a good time.
800 and still going strong, baby. One of the best to do it. One of the best in the business. The legend, Matt Serra. We appreciate you having the Schmo on as a co-host. UFC Unfiltered.
Thank you, Schmo. And thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time. Take care, Schmo. Thank you so much.
All right, we're out.